Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Readers Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leah, and I will be your host for today. And with me is one of the Readers Magnet's featured author. And today, he will be sharing to us what this book is all about, him as an author, and of course, what inspired him to write this book. So, yes, everyone, let's all welcome our one and only Mr. Anthony R. Balista, author of the book Our Own West Side Love Story, with words from Tony to Marie, including poems born of enduring love. Wow. Hello, Tony. It's good to see you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, Leah.
That's good. All right. Yes, Tony. So I know that you're very excited to have this interview, and you know what, me too, because knowing that this is your book, this book of yours is also based on your own experience. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. But before we tackle more information about your book, Tony, we wanted to know who Mr. Tony Ballista is. So a little bit of self introduction, please.
Well, I'm a retired military guy. Served 6 overseas tours, 2 in Vietnam, 2 in Korea, 2 in Germany. Um, I had a lot of travel and a lot of assignments, and I was in the electronic field. I worked my way up through the ranks to get my commission, and retired as a electronics officer, warrant officer. Um, and that's me.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Tony. All right. So yes, Tony, this is the moment that we've been waiting for. And yes, we are we're looking forward to know more information about your book. So our own West Side Love Story. So yes, Tony, will you please let us know what this book is all about?
This book is a book about my love for Marie and her love for me. You'll have to excuse me if I get a little emotional at times because
Hmm.
I love
Totally
this
fine.
woman beyond any words that can express it. Um, this is a book about the love of my life and what she gave to me, and just an amazing person, a human soul that um, goes beyond compare. Um, in the book, it says in the dedication page, she was the epitome of, and is, and always will be the epitome of everything good God could put into one human, breathing, living soul, because that's what she was to me. Um, and I met her. I met her on a Monday. I went to an interview to find out about I was looking at the job market because I could retire from the military very soon. And I met her on a Monday, and she was my interviewer at the personnel agency I went to, which was in my hometown because I was on military leave. And I took her to dinner on Thursday, the night before I was leaving to go back to my next duty station. And I asked her to marry me on the spot because she just knocked me out. That was it. She was just, I asked her, where have you been hiding all my life? Where have you been? And I said to her, just very seriously, and she says, I've been here waiting for you. And she said, I'm yours if you want me. And of course I
Wow.
did. Yeah, that quick, that unbelievable, that just amazing. And she was just my whole life. And I wrote the book because um, I forget the author's name, but there's an author out there who wrote a poem called um, uh, "It's Only God Can Make a Tree." And in the poem, he says or she says, uh, "Words are written by fools like me, but only God can make a tree, and only God could make Marie." I mean, she was just everything. She was just my all, and It's been 10 years since I lost her, but I miss her every day. And after 10 years, every week since she left me, that I've been in, been here, every week I take her fresh cut flowers to her grave, and I'll do that till the day I die. That's what she meant to me, because she deserves the flowers. And if you see the title, you see the book in front of you there, it's got yellow roses. That was her favorite flower. And that book cover was pretty much my design and demand, because I wanted people to feel the passion of what that book meant to me. And there's a lot of passion in that cover. And I wanted people to understand just how much she always will be to me. Um, when we got married, this is in the book too, but when we got married, we wrote our own wedding vows because we couldn't get married in the Catholic Church. So we
Mm-hmm.
got married in this little church in Warren, it, just a little church, and the pastor let us write our own wedding vows. So in our wedding vows, where normally you would say, uh, uh, in sickness and in health, to death do us part, we said, in sickness and in health, for rich or for poor, but through eternity. We did not put in till death do us part, because we had no plans on being together just that long. We will be together through eternity. And that's how I feel, and that's how she felt. And if you read the book, you will find that there are many very poignant minutes of that type of feeling in the book. Uh, I don't know what else you want me to say. I mean, it's just
Wow, that
it's she was everything.
Wow, that is so amazing, Tony. I mean, it is so sweet of you that you come up with this kind of book with all the dedication of your love to Marie. And you know what? You're really teaching us what true love means, by you creating this book. True love fosters a connection that goes beyond the superficial. I mean, you're really letting the people know that love is a powerful emotion that can really bring joy, happiness, and fulfillment of your life. And that's how we are also seeing you right now.
Well,
You know,
when um, when you're born, you grow up, you have different experiences in life. Everybody has their good, bad, or different experiences. Um,
mm-hmm,
I never had the love of a woman until I met Marie. I mean, I had a wife before I was divorced, but uh, she was in her own place.
mm-hmm,
Um, and Marie gave everything you could give to from a human soul to me. Everything. I always came first. She never came first. She gave everything. She would give you the shirt off her back, literally, not just figuratively, but literally, if you
mm-hmm,
needed it. She took care of her mom, her dad, her brother. She took care of a homeless woman. She took care of her alcoholic friend who died, unfortunately, from alcohol. Uh, she took care of a parishioner in our church. And when I mean take care of her, I'm talking about, you know, slightly above hospice, but I mean, she did everything for that woman. She did everything for that woman. She was that way. Um, I once had a psychic tell me they could see a halo around her.
mm-hmm.
You know what? I believe they could. I really
All
do.
right. Yes, and you know what, Tony? The story of yeah, I mean, if this kind of story, which is the story, your story, really giving us the proof that true love can happen again. Since you already married twice, and it is really it is normal to feel that love can only happen once, especially after heart-wrecking breakup, let's say. But love is not limited to one experience. I mean, we can love more than once, and each time can be as beautiful, special at first. Love can really happen again, and it can be even more profound and fulfilling than the love you had before. I mean, wow, that's just so amazing. And you know what, Tony? Your love for Marie is really genuine.
Oh
Wow,
my God.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I
Yes.
there are no words to express what she
Mm-hmm.
means to me, will always mean to me. There's
Right, right.
no way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
my first wife, my first wife literally told me as she walked out the door, you're right. And I knew this 6 weeks into our marriage. She said, I never loved you. I married you to get out of the house. I mean, and I knew that. But I tried for 15 years and 3 children to make it work, but it was not workable. Um, and I had one son through with Marie, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a good part in the book about that too, about how she respected me, even though uh, she knew I might not want the responsibility of another child because I had 3 children already, and I was paying child support and alimony, and all
Mm-hmm.
those things add up. But she, there was no way I could refuse her because she was the mother that kids dream of, and
Right.
so I don't know. That's just the way it was.
Wow. Yes, thank you so much for that, Tony. Now, Tony, I also wanted to talk about your experience. You know, there must be, let's say, there must have been emotional triggers as you were writing. Now, how did you handle that? Because it would really, remind you a lot of things, especially that Marie is no longer with you right now. Now, how did you handle that?
Very, very hard. It was very, very hard. There's a poem in the book called Ode to Marie about the day I woke up and realized she was no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was horrible. It was heartrending. Um, but I wrote it because it was that absolutely, overwhelming. Uh, there are, you know, when you write poetry, some people write it and it's a pattern. They'll put a pattern into the poem. My poems are all from feeling. Everything is
Right.
from the depth of my heart. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and when I write a poem, it's uh, it's like, especially about her. And I wrote her so many poems. I mean, I could not. I mean, there would be no place to put all these poems. I wrote so many poems to her. I'd write her a poem out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever, just because. I'd buy her flowers. I'd buy her yellow roses all the time, and she'd say, "Honey, what is this? Is this all right?" No, no, honey, it's nothing. It's because I love you. It's That's all I need to buy your roses. I don't need any special occasion. I don't need anything. I have you, and that's all that matters. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to put it in any other words. My feelings for her, but she is and was everything. And there's just no. I couldn't. I could. I could have wrote 1,000 pages, but it wouldn't have made a difference because they will all be as intense as what's in the book. Um, there was never a minute I could smell her, taste her, feel her. Literally, I have a blanket on my bed. It's like a 4x5 little blanket. It's purple, and it was her
Mm-hmm.
little blankie. She called it, and she would take her little nap, and I'd cover her up with it and give her a kiss, and she'd take a little nap, or if she didn't feel well, or whatever the reason. I have never washed that blanket because it still has her scent on it, and I can still smell her scent after this time.
Wow. Wow.
Actually, I can actually
Mhm.
taste her.
Wow.
I
That
don't.
is so priceless, Tony.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I can't. There's no way to. There's no words that, fit the feeling. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
um, I will always, when I sit here and think of her, I smell her. I can taste her, uh,
Wow.
and I sleep with her picture on my heart every night,
Mm-hmm.
next to me.
Wow. Wow, that's so awesome, Tony, that, having a man like this, which is very dedicated and very genuine, to her loved one. And wow, that is just so amazing because, I mean, believing in love is really also having faith in love can be a very good thing. I mean, it's just so amazing that you are really letting the people know that, hey, please do believe in true love, because true love is really when you find someone super special who you really care about. And wow, it's just so amazing. Now, also, Tony, I wanted to ask, in your own words, how do you think, writing this kind of books, or at least sharing their experience, empowers individuals, let's say, especially to our couples out there who also experience the same thing, to, let's say, really have that courage in sharing their, experiences, and not to be afraid in uncovering things from the past, and also sharing their experience when it comes to love. So would you?
Well, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I think you need. I think there's not enough in this world of love, and I think you need to let people know that love. I mean, I there are people who know me for years. When I talk about Marie, I cry sometimes. They understand. Uh, there are people in my church who knew her, uh, that absolutely adored her. Um, and they know me. They know how I feel about her. Um, and I, I think if you love someone, you need to tell them, because the the worst that's going to happen is they're going to say, I don't love you, or I don't want you, or I don't need you in my life. The best that's going to happen is they're going to take you in their arms and accept you. And why throw that chance away? You know, take the chance. I mean, I took that chance and I was scared to death because of all of my past. That night when I took her, I was so terrified. What do I tell a woman I've met and taken on a date? How do I tell her I want her in my life forever? How do I do this? I mean, I had 20 minutes to figure this out by the time we went from the movie theater to our house. And I had to either do or die. That was it, because I was leaving in the morning, 500 miles away to my next duty station. And
Mm-hmm.
having only taken her to a casual movie and dinner, I was never going to see her again. There would be no reason in her mind I said, no, I can't, I have to do this. I had to do it. It just was everything to me. I just had to tell her. And obviously, I'm glad I did. But
Correct.
I mean,
Taking that courage. Mm-hmm.
don't you know don't be afraid to say I love you. Uh, I've said I loved you to women who have said, well, I don't love you, and of course that's the way it is. But don't be afraid, because if you truly love someone and you have this opportunity, it may only come once in your life. And my
Mm-hmm.
opportunity is, you know, I had my love. I have my love too. And it will, she will always be my love through eternity. I mean, uh,
Wow.
I
Mhm.
don't know what else to tell you. I mean,
Uh-huh. Yes, and you know what, Tony? This is really something that everyone should know, that, it is very important to really, trust and, have faith in love. Because just like what you said earlier, when we talk about finding true love, it is not just talking about, romance or companionship. We are talking about deep connection, transformative experiences that would really shape someone or shape our existence, and and would also help us to grow into our best selves. And wow, that is just so amazing to really, important. It's very important to really believe in love. The integration of faith and hope should also be there.
Well, you
Wow.
have
And
to.
mhm,
Life is so short anyway. And I don't know where I would be today if it wasn't for her love.
right.
I don't know. And there's no, I guess my biggest uh, regret is that I can't do it again with her and live it all over again. Because if I could, God knows I would. I mean, I wish she just left me too soon. We spent 19 years of our marriage uh, taking care of, first it took us a while to get established, and then we spent 19 years of our marriage taking care of her mom or dad or brother and these other people, and which I obviously helped her. But and then when it came time for us, God made it too short, and
Mhm,
you know it wasn't long enough. I didn't have enough time with her, and
mhm.
I it's hard. It's hard to sit here talking about it. It really is.
Right. And you know what, Tony? I must say that despite all the challenges that you have right now, the emotions, um, I believe that you already did, your part. Remembering the things like saying "I love you" to her, saying "thank you," "I miss you." It's, you've already said all the genuine emotion. You've already showed her all the genuine emotion that you can have. The little things, the little statements that make times easier between the two of you, which really help you build or rebuild the love you have for her. And right now, Tony, you're already, showing us that, hey, Marie is not gone because she's
Oh,
living in you.
you know
Yeah.
what? There's have. Let me ask you a question. When
Hmm.
you are you married?
No,
Boyfriend?
not yet.
Okay.
Hmm.
So when you say to your boyfriend, "I love you," what's he say to you?
Well,
No,
I
no.
love you too, or I love you even more.
No?
Uh huh.
Does he say? He says, "I love you too." Is that what he
Right.
says? Well, you
Uh
know
huh.
what? You read if you read the book, you're going to find out that is not a very good phrase.
Whoa,
Yeah,
interesting.
because Marie and I made a vow
Mm-hmm.
never to say "I love you too," and I'm not going to tell you why. Read the book, because in the book it'll tell you a lot about that phrase. And we made a vow, and we
Uh-huh.
never in 33 years ever said to the other person, "I love you
I
too."
love you too. Okay, wow, that's interesting, Tony.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm gonna check your book later. Uh-huh. Yes. Now, also, Tony, is there any message that you would like to tell to our viewers right now, or the people who would like to, read your book? Is there any message that you wanted to say to people who would like to read your book? So, yeah.
Well, I would say to them, if you really, if you really want to know what love is like, read the book. I mean, there could not be a more giving, loving human soul than she was, and that's all I can say. I mean, they're just. I'm lost for words. I mean, there's only so much I can say because there are no words to describe her beyond what I've feebly been able to do. Uh, they're just she was just everything. Uh,
Thank you so much for that, Tony. Yes, and you're fine. I know that there are no right or wrong words to really describe what you feel for Marie, your experience. But again, wow, this is really amazing. You are truly amazing, and you know what? It's an honor that we have a genuine author with us today who really shared his own experience when it comes to love, and that really opens a lot of doors to have someone really believe in love and have faith in love. I mean, that's just so amazing. Thank you so much, Tony, for gracing with us today. So, everyone, for our viewers out there, this is our Tony. This is our author, Mr. Anthony Balista, and please do check his book that is available in Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble, and also his website, which is already up and available. That's www.tonybalista.com. So please, if you're wanted to have or to grab a copy of his book, do check his own social media platform and get to know more information about Mr. Anthony Ballista's book. So again, Tony, thank you so much for gracing with us today, and of course for choosing Reader's Magnet to be part of this journey. So yes, again, thank you so much, everyone. Mr. Anthony R. Ballista, author of the book Our Own West Side Love Story, with words from Tony to Marie, including poems born of enduring a love. Thank you so much, Tony. And yes, as we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you.